How are you, ladies and gentlemen? A special student, Form 1 and Form 2 from Tanzania. My name is Teacher Kaligo Dotto or Teacher Kadonji, the man of literature and the young African writer from Shinyanga, Tanzania. Dear students, Form 2 and Form 1, listen to the short story called Hawa the Bus Driver by Richard S. Mabala from Tanzania. Listen the short summary of the short story. Number 1. This short story consists 60 chapters. Chapter 1. Hawa the Bus Driver. This chapter introduces us to Hawa Ibrahim, the tall, strong, and tough woman who weighs 82 kilograms. How is a bus driver? Some men don't like the idea of women being a bus driver. Hawa is married to Suleiman, who is a machine operator at Rafik Textile Mill. They have 2 children, who are Hassan and Saada. One day when Hawa was in Ubungo, one of the buses started moving while the driver was outside smoking. Many people were worried. Hawa jumped quickly into the bus and helped to stop it. People started congratulating her, but her got out of the bus and went away. That's a short summary of Chapter 1. Chapter 2. Hawa's Day. Hawa lives in Manzese in Dar es Salaam. She lives in Lent house with her family. She wakes up early in the morning, cooks vitumbua, and then walks up the whole farm for breakfast. Having finished their breakfast, she and her husband leave for job, while the children leave for school. Hawa sells her delicious vitumbua before job. Many people like her vitumbua. That's a short summary of Chapter 2. Chapter 3. Hawa and the Drunkard. One day, when Hawa was in evening shift, one of the drunkard passengers held a knife and attacked her. Hawa claimed that he wanted to drive a bus and that women cannot drive buses. Hawa was wearing her boots. She kicked the drunkard man 3 times on the leg and he fell down. Conductor Meshach and the other passenger seized him and he was taken to the police station. That is short summary of Chapter 3. Chapter 4. Hawa and the thieves. Hawa was in the evening shift again. Some thieves who entered the bus as a passenger conducted the bus and then forced Hawa to drive out the route. They wanted her to drive Mbez forest out of the town. She obeyed and started driving while thinking on what to do to rescue the passenger from robber. She looks via the driving mirror, and one of the passengers in the overall wicked her. Hawa stopped the bus suddenly. The seats were easily seized and they were taken to the police station. People congratulated her again. That's a short summary of Chapter 4. Chapter 5. The accident. The bus named Changu ni Changu, Chota Chako Kwingine, knocked down a boy, and it did not stop. The boy was badly injured. Hawa stopped her bus to help the injured boy. Some passengers blamed her that they were late for work, but Hawa remained constant that she would help the boy. If they think that they were late, it would be better that they take another bus. Instead, they helped her to take the boy to the police station and later on the hospital. The inspector blamed Hawa for being late. In that evening, she went back to the hospital and found the boy was improving. Short summary of Chapter 5. Chapter 6. Suleiman is jealous. Hawa became very famous in Dar es Salaam in such a way that everyone knows her. She became famous even than her husband Suleiman. Suleiman became jealous because her wife is now famous than him. His friend at work also advised him to stop her from working because it's not good for a woman to be famous than her husband. He calls his wife and tells her to write the letter of registration. She obeys her husband's order, but her fellow drivers, led by Mzee Asman, help her by talking to her husband. They request him to change his mind, and at the end of discussion, he agrees to let his wife continue with her job. At that evening, Suleiman calls his wife and apologizes for making the decision without asking her. Her opinion, the story ended happily. That's a short summary of a short story, Hawa, the bus driver, by Richard S. Mabala from Tanzania. Let us look at the analysis of this short story. Number one, setting. The setting of this short story, located in Tanzania after independence, I mean in a year of 1988. The event takes place in Tanzania, in Dar es Salaam town, with the following subsections. Number one, Manzese, where Hawa lives with her family in a rent house. She lives with other fellow things like George, Chausiku, and Ness, a closest trader and a school primary teacher. Number two, Ubungo, where Hawa volunteered to stop the bus, which was already moving very fast, whose driver was outside smoking a cigarette. Hawa jumped into the bus quickly and tried all means she could till she managed to stop the bus. Number three, police station, where Hawa takes the drunkard man, the boy who got an accident, and the thieves who attempted to abduct the passenger. Number four, hospital, where the boy who got an accident was taken to for treatment. Number five, bus station, the destination, the company buses. What's the story about? The story is about a strong woman, tall, tough, courageous, but a kind woman called Hawa. Hawa is a bus driver in Dar es Salaam. Men did not like a woman being a bus driver. They believed that she was destroying African tradition. She overcame all the challenges that face her, the situation that makes all men to completely accept her. She becomes the most famous bus driver in Dar es Salaam. Suleiman, Hawa's husband, feels jealous because his wife became so famous than him. He dares to stop her from working as a bus driver. Hawa obeys her husband, but before submitting the letter of registration, her fellow drivers go to request and convince Suleiman to allow his wife to carry on with her job. He finally agreed and let his wife to go on with her job, and they live a happy life. Let us look characteristic of character. Number one, Hawa. She's a famous bus driver in Dar es Salaam. She's the wife of Suleiman and a mother of Hassan and Saada. She lives in Manzese, in Lent House. She's a slow, tough and tall woman, weight 82 kilos. She cooks vitumbua and sells them before she goes to work. She helps the boy who was knocked down by the bus. She's a very obedient to her husband. She's a good mother to her children. She likes the letter of legislation, but her fellow drivers help her to continue with her job. Another character, number two, Suleiman. He is Hawa's husband and the father of Hassan and Saada. He's a machine operator at Ulafiki Textile Mill. He listens to long people who give him a long advice. He becomes jealous because his wife becomes famous than him. He tells his wife to write a destination letter and stop working. He's a hot temper. He given a good advice by the Asman and finally allows his wife to continue with her job. Number three, Hassan and Saada. They are Hawa's and the Suleiman children. They are primary school. They are laughed at school because their mother is a bus driver. They always get angry of this and they sometimes want to fight. They are very obedient to their parents. They are well raised by their mother. Number four, the Asman. He is the oldest bus driver in the company. He works in the same company with Hawa. He is a very wise old man. He gives good advice. He gives Suleiman a good advice that he should allow his wife to continue with her job. He has succeeded to convince Suleiman to change his mind and allow her to carry on with her job. He believes that the couples must respect each other. He also believes that pride and respect are enemies and they cannot split. Number five, Mesha. He is Hawa's bus conductor. He collects the bus fare from passengers. He is very helpful. Let us look conflict as revealed in this short story. Number 1. Conflict between Hawa's children and the school pupils. Number 2. Conflict between Hawa and the drunkard. This happened when the drunkard tried to force Hawa out of steering wheel for him to drive. Number 3. Conflict between Hawa and the thieves. This conflict happened when the thieves forced Hawa to drive the bus out of the route of bells. Number 4. Conflict between Hawa and the passenger. When Hawa stopped to help the boy who got an accident, the passenger got furious against him. Hawa claimed that they were late for work. Number 5. Conflict between Selemani and the drivers. Selemani got furious when the drivers advised him to let his wife go on with her job. Let us look at the message found in this short story. Number 1. We should be courageous, kind, and good-hearted as Hawa. Wives should respect their husband even though they are very famous. Men should not be jealous of their wives. We should not listen to wrong people because they may mislead us. We should keep away from the bad friends. Couples should respect each other. We should apologize whenever we make mistakes. Let us look at the relevance of the story. We normally say that the story is relevant in our society. Number 1. There are women in our society who are bus drivers nowadays. Number 2. There are people who rob people in the buses. Number 3. There are husbands who are jealous. Number 4. There are people in our society who give their friends wrong advice. Number 6. There are some men in our society who make decisions without consulting their wife. That is the end of short story. Thank you for listening. My name is teacher Kaligo Dotto. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.